6:31. Chart. There's me. Studio. So watch. Go. Let's see what I'm doing here. Check out while he's setting up and packing up. So we'll check it live. Can you see it? All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:31. It is August 12th. I hope everyone is feeling great. It's Wednesday. It is CPI day. Futures are up about 20 handles. We have a lot of interesting action this morning pre-CPI, just so you know, everything could change a little bit post-CPI, post 8:30. I think the street would like a lighter CPI to show inflation is in check, and that might give a little bit more of a boost to the actual SPYs and the markets. Right now, the SPYs are up $1.80. Here's $1.80 right there, 772-ish, still right in this range. Yesterday was a little bit of just a choppy day, kind of to the downside, still above the 8 days, still consolidating what was a really big move, from reclaiming all the moving averages right here. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to the 6:30 Club. Those of you who just did the 20 to 5:20 with me, cool. You're feeling good. Hopefully you got a good sweat out. Did a little bit of playlist number 1. I love doing that playlist. Anyway, once again, here we are within this range. We're opening up a little bit more middle ground, up 18 handles. A lot could change at 8:30. So, I'm still carrying a portfolio approach with the Alpha team. The Alpha team gets to see all my positions live. So at this point, I'm a little ahead of the game. One of my methods is I always trim and trail when a gap is in my favor pre-market, just to make sure I'm managing my process and I'm also netting money. The Alpha team gets to see what I do. So I did take some MUU. It closed well overnight, and some NSXX. I just trimmed some. Nice trade. This is up 5.7%. This might actually even have a day one. Micron's been lagging. Micron might have a day one, but I still, pre-CPI, sell some just to book money. I also have SNXX. It's up 8%. I just sold some of that. So again, people like, how do I build confidence? First, you better understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Second, the VTF lets you see. So I haven't touched my Tesla from overnight. It just says overnight. I haven't touched my Intel from overnight. I haven't touched my Oklo from overnight. But, I figured I would trim a little bit of MU and trim a little bit of SNX, but it's still there. So anyway, some people ask, how do I follow your trades? You can't match them verbatim, but you could see when I put them on, when I reduce them, when I add to them, et cetera, et cetera. And at this point, so far I'm trimming a little bit just in case the CPI is hotter than that. Anyway, how much do I trim? I just trimmed about a third of, so that's what Ken just asked. I've been waiting for this trade a little bit, so I actually might want to get bigger, depending on the day. If you look here at MU, it's been dead. It's been getting tight. Some people still think it's very bearish, which it kind of is, but I figured, perhaps it gets going. So I've been trying to position a little bit here for a day one move. For this to be a day one move, you would think first step is clear 895. Why 895? Actually, it's already above 876, so that's step one. So the moving average is coming around 895. If it gets above 895, there's not much till 930. So, basically, depending on how the morning shapes up, I might get a lot bigger in MU. It all depends. But right now, I'm trimming some. SanDisk was really tight yesterday. So SanDisk also, from 2350 down, I've been watching it. I thought that conference call was great. I thought their visibility was strong. And PS, the street just wanted to sell it. So anyway, I'm long some SNXX. SanDisk right now is also having a nice morning. The Kospi's up a little bit. SanDisk is up 50. So if you took those with me, you're having a head start to the day, which is nice. It's nice, a head start to the day. But anyway, I'm trimming both of those. But I do think there's room. So I want to make sure. A lot of people don't take overnights and are looking for a day one. If you do take some overnights, it's a decent head start. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Tap. What up, Mackety Mac? Gary, good morning. We got Glory B in the house from Austin, Texas. So that's that. Let's see, what's Intel doing? Ooh, Intel's up $1.93. There you go. I didn't even see that. Red doggy dog. Anyway, the VTF was all over that. We were buying Intel closer to 95. That's where they priced the what's it called? They priced what are they offering. So it's good to try and buy where they place it because those are usually good buyers. So I was buying Intel into this 95 yesterday. So it's got some room back to 104. So the semiconductors are having a morning. Some people are asking about QNT. QNT is a new issue that just came public. I know that they don't have significant revenues yet or earnings, but the percentage year over year is pretty big. And what they spoke about moving forward, it seems like it's going to be an innovative of leadership type company moving forward. And it's not like it's at 86; it's down here. So I would think, it holds in there, and at some point, maybe today, it gets above yesterday's high of 57.37 and continues. I would put this company, even though it's a young company, I would put it on the radar. On the radar, for what's this? This is 57.37, and this is 62. So I don't think it's on the highs, and I think obviously the reality hits when young companies come out with their earnings. You know, they're like, wow, has this kind of market cap? Well, anyway, what's the market cap of SpaceX? Anyway, but with that being said, SpaceX I still think is awesome. I don't understand how more people didn't, make a ton of money with us last week. Last week here in the 630 Club, where you guys tune in basically for free. And if you do tune in and you want to get grandfathered in, you better subscribe above to the Red Dog Mindset. I posted the commercial up yesterday where it shows you what you get. You get the 25-20 workout. You'll never lose the 630 Club. Ask Me Anything, whiteboard weekends, all for $10 a month. People like you could charge $1,000 a month, for the value add, but $10 a month just to make sure if you like the Red Dog community on the public Twitter, where I might leave one day because of the way it's being run. For $10 a month, you grandfather yourself into all the value add. I think I add to you, but anyway, it's your prerogative, or figure out how you could go forward. Some people obviously spend a lot of money, which they should, because the Alpha team, like I just showed you, get to watch the trades, do the trades, have another 500 people to interact with. But anyway, so I was selling the $95 puts and the 90 puts, saying when the lockup does happen, they don't sell it. The shorts didn't get squeezed, so we put on a power play. A power play is another product where I tell you what to do. I think we put it on around 110, the power play, and took off the rest of it above 135. So that's a nice little product, right? You're sitting on the beach, you get an email. Oh, Red Dog says buy SpaceX, buy it at 110. You get, the day later, SpaceX 125, take over third. Oh, SpaceX 132, take over third. And then, not to say all of them work like that, but it's nice when it does. So anyway, I told you I want to probably buy 126s. So yesterday on the pull-in, I sold 125 puts for this Friday for like $1.50. And then I'll see whether or not we want to, buy that. So anyway, it's pretty cool. With that being said, I've been looking for the link to join. It's not in my feed for what for power plays. Conrad, do you have a link to power plays that you could put in the chat for the 630 Club? All right, Conrad, my right-hand man, who does all my work with me, will be putting the link into Power Plays. If you want to join Power Plays, Conrad will put it in. It's a great product. Some people have all my stuff and they still want the Power Plays just so they get the little push, because usually my note that goes out at 8:35 has like 40 if-then scenarios. So, I post 30, 40 charts here. If they want to just be told what to do, or you're not sitting at your seat, that's really good. But anyway, this looks pretty good. This looks like it can go sideways. I would think before the next lockup, which is August 21st, this could see probably 147-ish, which wouldn't be so bad. And then at that point, it'll be another decision-making process. I do think Tesla, Tesla is, is working its way higher. It's kind of broken still, but I think it's been acting better. So I got long some 340 calls down here. So far working decently. I'm also in the stock, which I'm staying with. I think at some point, we get in this gap and test this gap somewhat. So Tesla's been acting better. It is broken, but it's acting a little bit better. So with that being said, we'll see what goes on there. So CoreWeave, CRWV is up a bunch. A lot of guys were trading this after hours here. I got to give a little credit to my brother. S&P guru. I'll give him some credit. He's been bringing some value to the Alpha team. And he was talking about he thinks the numbers are going to be good. He didn't have to take him. He could have been a buyer post numbers at 94-ish. And whereas CoreWeave right now, CRWV, it's up 16. Wow, 106. So that's nice. There's some room here. NBIS should be reporting soon. Hopefully they don't ruin the trade. It's up 17. That also looking good. So what I did is, if you look here on the Alpha team, okay, I bought a lot. Not a lot, yeah, a decent amount of iron options, just in case I wanted to go with it. It was getting tight. So I bought for September, the September 45s. That should be up well. I hope. Then I went short term just in case. The 814 4250s, which is nice, and then the 45. So I bought 3 sets of options, thinking that, hey, I don't know if it's going to perform, but if it does, it could happen overnight. So I bought the options, and now we'll see, does iron want to get above and stay above this tight range here to work towards 50? So not bad. So far, so good to the day. We'll see how it goes. Basically, it's nice when you think ahead and you know what will move what. It doesn't always work that way, but so far, so good. Peter, I appreciate that. Thanks for all you do. Larry M. Boy is asking for a link to Red Dog Mindset. It's just the only way you can subscribe to Red Dog Mindset right now, because it's a young company. It's been a year and a half, is through Twitter. You hit the subscribe button on Twitter. It'll charge you $10 a month. This is $5, right? $5 a day. And I'm saying $10 a month for all of those things that could help you with your process, your routine, get your mind right so you can execute on the X's and O's. Wouldn't that be good? And we have some fun. Jackson, come here. Jackson is intern today. You saw him last night. Come say hello. This is Jackson. Hello, everyone. Jackson is going to be a junior at Maryland, and his dad is a fraternity brother of mine, a pledge brother of mine, and said, "Hey, could my guy come shadow you, learn about the morning process, the morning routine, what the day in life of a trader is, what it also means to run a subscription-based model." So if you want your children to learn things, you better start them early. That's another segment of the Red Dog Mindset, is start them early. Some people say, "Hey, how the hell did Chase get a D1 scholarship to Lehigh?" I'm like, well, he didn't just pick up a basketball yesterday. He's been playing basketball since he's 3. So whatever you want your kids to do, start them early. That's why also in the Red Dog Roadmap, I talk about the 529 plan. Start that early. Start putting monthly money away. If your child's 2 or 3, it'll add up for when he wants to go to school. So anyway, what do I think? Or X? Yes, it's on X. What do you think of PANW? I haven't really been playing this sector. Wow, strong. Can't be upset if you've been buying this thing. Last time somebody asked me about it was right here, and it's looking pretty damn good. I apologize for not really being there. Yeah, MU is doing well this morning. What else is going on here? Someone asked me, what about GLD? Yes, I did play GLD. GLD is acting very well. GLD was another power play. Besides the Alpha team getting to see when I put it on exactly, once it really starts to look better, that's when I put it on. It's not like, it's not a day trade. It's not a play that I take on and off the same day. Sometimes it works on the same day because it's that tight. But anyway, GLD was another power play. I put it on here around 385. I'm down to my last 25%. I think the GLDs could see 409, maybe even 421. All I know is it started a nice new active sequence. It broke above the downtrend. I kind of anticipated that. Sometimes when I anticipate, I go with options, not the actual ETF, because you never know when it's going to happen. So from 509 down, I thought this was a good entry, good risk reward, and it paid off for the community. It paid off actually while I was in Montauk. Put a nice smile on my face while I was in Montauk. Anyway, what do I think of Amazon? Amazon was a pain in the tuchus. You know what the tuchus is? Some people know, some people don't. If you know, you know. I added to Amazon yesterday. I did really well here on the. I did a actual call spread for earnings. Went up to 287. Yesterday's candle wasn't great, but I went out to 821. It's only 812, so I have 2 weeks thinking that if the market stays strong, this could make a new high if Jeff would get it the hell out of the way. Bezos, stop selling the damn shares when it has momentum. He always stifles it. But anyway, still okay. It's still right above the 8-day. It's still above the gap. It just needed some time and not going as fast as some would like it. So, go slow, accumulate it. Maybe don't go out to 821. Maybe go out to September 18th. But as of right now, I'd love to see this hold this 270 area. If it doesn't, it could see the gap, but we'll see. I still think it's in the game. It's just, taking a little bit more time. Um, what I think about Apple? Yeah, it's kind of in the penalty box. Had a huge move prior to earnings, and then it wasn't enough. Gave you a red dog reversal sell right before the print. Came in, put a little bit of a higher low. You could be long versus 300. What's Apple doing this morning? Apple is not a whole lot. See, it's really very stock specific, stock specific. Even with the indices holding up, so you got to know what's working when. If you were buying software 3 months ago, you are frustrated. If you were buying software right after Microsoft reported, software got a lot better, right? Big gap and go, another gap and go, all the way to 513. Some people are like, well, Red Dog, why did you take Palantir into the print? I'm like, because look at the way Microsoft responded. So Palantir also, time and place. Here was a choppy mess. And then here you had your pro earnings gap, and now it's building a bull flag maybe for higher prices. If you are a Michael Burry fan, I'm not going to talk smack about him because he's been in the markets for a long time. Just know who you're following. He's not framing trades for you. He's just telling you what he's doing, and he says you could do it too, and he could blow you up if you can't stay solvent short his thesis. If you want to trade for a living and get paid in July, August, September, you follow guys like me that frame trades, that have a system and a process that will stop you out, that will define your risk, not Michael Burry. Or remember Michael Wilson from Morgan Stanley when he was bearish for like a year? Blew a lot of traders up because he was Michael Wilson. Yes, he knows what he's doing. His Morgan Stanley's a great company, but again, learn what you do and learn why and measure your risk. Newmont Mining, uh, hmm, it's probably doing well. GDX is doing well. Newmont Mining, I haven't traded this stock in years. Nice move, just like everything else. You don't need to be in everything. So usually, when a sector looks ready to go, I just go with one or two things, especially if it's not mine. If it's like tech, if it's the semis, if it's a bunch of things, I go after it because that's my group. So I didn't buy GDX, I didn't buy Newmont. All I did, which I did, is buy the GLD just to participate. And again, like I said, it was a power play, but also the virtual trade floor gets to see it. So we bought these GLD calls that went on the virtual trading floor actually a few days before it triggered. Where is it? The 814s, 385s. I'm probably going to sell the rest of those today. We bought them when the GLDs were like 375s. That's a nice trade. Besides the semis, besides NVIDIA, besides Tesla, yeah, we do a little bit of everything here. I'm 53 years old. I've been doing this for 30 years. I could see a little bit of everything. Anyway, we'll see what happens next. Hold on. We got to also make sure nothing blows up. Hold on. I am a trader trading real time, so I see things moving around. I just got came in a little bit. Maybe there was something blowing up, or maybe not. Anyway, let's so look. I just trimmed a little Intel, and I just trimmed a little bit more SNXX because I want to lock some things in before what's it called, the 830 number, because I always trim and trail and net some money, especially pre-market when it's in my favor. Anyway, listen, guys, it's 6:49. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. Qs also have a nice mid-level flag. 715-ish is key active support, 725, 728. I do have some Q calls on just in case. We have a light CPI and we want to continue to the upside, but we shall see. Either which way, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see what the day brings. I always say to all my doggies out there, stack some days. You want to stack days, right? You want to have them add up. You want to get paid. Net money, trim and trail, use a tier system, use day count rules, and like your process and routine. You got to do it every day. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling my best usually around 6:50 because I've already been up since 4:45. I already know the complexion of the day. I've already had my 25-20 and did a nice sweat for 20 minutes in the sauna with my dogs from around the world. And here we are done with the 6:30 club. Now it's time to go put some like 40 charts in the alpha team with a bunch of if this, then that's. And then we'll continue the morning. And I'm going to be listening to a little bit more classic rock, not CNBC, not Bloomberg, not Fox Business. You can listen to what you want, but literally what you want to do in the morning is you want to relax, keep your mind right, get your work done, and focus on what's ahead of you. Not with opinions, just with the news and the reaction to the news and your process. Thank you once again for tuning in. I'll see you in a bit.